If you're walking down the street and you drop $100, are you just going to say, oh, well, forget it and leave it there? Probably not, but that's what you're doing if you're using a regular savings account instead of a high yield savings account. Let me explain. It would be silly for you not to use a high yield savings because it functions just like your regular savings, but it just pays you money. It has a higher interest rate. So where your regular savings might pay you 0.01% interest on the money that you have sitting in there, a high yield savings account is usually going to pay you 2% or more, depending on the bank that you use, just for your money sitting in there. A common question is why? Why would they do this? What's the catch? And there is no catch. It's an online bank usually, and so there's less overhead. They can pass the savings along to you. Is my money safe and accessible in a high yield savings? Yes, it is. Make sure that the bank is FDIC insured. Is this the same as a CD or a certificate of deposit? The answer to that is no. If you have a CD, your money and your interest rate is locked for a certain amount of time, maybe 6 months, maybe 12 months. In a high yield savings account, you can access your money at any time, but the interest rate is subject to change depending on what the market is doing. Do you have to pay taxes on it? Yes, you do, but that's on any growth or interest that you accrue in that account. So if you make $50 in interest on that account during the year, you're going to only have to pay taxes on that $50, and your bank will send you a form to file with your taxes. Don't let this stop you from getting a high yield savings. Okay, think about it like this. If somebody were to give you $100 and say, here's a free $100, but you're going to have to pay taxes on it, would you then tell them you don't want that money? The answer to that is no. It's just a small drop in the bucket compared to the money that you're getting. Here are some examples of some high yield savings accounts. We have Ally, Citibank, SoFi, Marcus, Capital One, but make sure you're actually signing up for their high yield and not their regular savings. American Express, there's a million more. You can Google it, or you can go to a site like nerdwallet.com to compare different accounts. At the time of recording this, Ally Bank is at 3.8% for their high yield savings. This is not the highest one on the market, but this is the one I use because I love this bank. I'm not sponsored or anything. I've just been using them forever. Do your research, find a bank that you are comfortable using, find a rate that you are comfortable with, and just go with it. You don't need to switch banks all the time to try to chase the highest interest rate. Like I said, find the one that works best for you and your situation and just go with it and start contributing money to it. And just a pro tip, any of the interest that you accrue in your high yield savings account, you can either leave it in there to accrue even more interest, or you can take it out and use it on something else like debt payoff, or you can invest it, or you can even just use it for a treat. It's completely up to you. I hope this has inspired you to look into high yield savings accounts. They are really worth it, and I would definitely recommend you get one. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. You got this, friend.